Hello, my name is Krim Pereira, and I am a third year biotech student at Spanish River High School. Today, my project is the effects of frequencies on zebrafish's spatial memory, and I will be in the behavioral category. So, in this particular project, these are all the materials I had used: underwater speaker, communal tanks, Y-maze, iPhone 14, thermometer, pH testing kit, red and green laminated cards, underwater heaters, and fish food. Now, looking at the particular reason for my project and just a summary, um, there are a plethora of issues concerning the weakening of the magnetic field of the Earth at the current moment. And the one I'm focusing on today is the frequency of the Earth. Now, the frequency of the Earth is currently at 7.83 hertz. However, there are research studies showing that the frequency of the Earth has and will continue to increase. While it is slight, it will majorly increase in the next 50 years, which, as studies have shown, could affect our cognitive ability. Now, I'm focusing on one particular region of our brain in the hippocampus: spatial memory. With spatial memory, it is a reason for a number of illnesses, diseases, issues, and I wanted to focus on Alzheimer's, whether that's how we diagnose the issue, how they interact socially, or whether it's going to increase the rate of Alzheimer's anywhere worldwide. Now, in this particular experiment, my hypothesis is as the frequency of the water increases, the spatial memory capabilities decrease of the fish. Now, while the fish do not have a hippocampus, research has shown that the fish have similar spatial awareness capabilities as humans, so comparing these results will prove sufficient. So, in my particular experiment, I took six groups, one control um, and five groups with independent variables changing, which is the frequency. My frequencies have went from, we started at 200, 400, 600, and then eventually 800 hertz, which the normal frequency of the waters is around 160 hertz, at least in our classroom, and increasing it not up to the max that the fish can hear, but a little below, is realistic enough to summarize the next few years and how it recepts in our body. So I had training sessions with the fish, which lasted 15 to 20 minutes each, training them to go to a red card. Now, this red card is showing which arm they should go to in the Y maze, and I did change the card from here and there. So it was a bit of a challenge trying to get them to go which way, especially when they started going to the arm in particular. I did this with all six groups, and the ones that had the variable change, I placed a masking tape on top and I put the speaker to use in the middle so that the frequencies would disperse throughout. Now, what I had found in my particular experiment are four main observations. The fish were slower with the higher frequencies. The fish more frequently went to the green. Training was efficient, but the fish had preferences, and the fish's spatial memory improved each round. So, going in order, the fish were slower when the frequencies got higher because the disturbance in the water seemed to either stress them out or confuse them. Now, this did make them go more frequently into the green as they were remembering what side they went to prior, and they only swam to that one arm, which was the red card. And yes, I gave them treats if they did well, so it was kind of more of a treat basis. Now, with the training was more difficult with each fish. I did split them up male and female because they do have different memory capabilities. So the females tended to go more to the right side, while the males tend to go more to the left, which did alter their data and how fast they achieved each of the trainings. And of course, there are outliers, so some finished either faster or slower than the average of fish. However, what I did notice is that every time I would move the card, they understood more and more which side they were going to. And while it seemed like they still picked the arm versus the color, they started recognizing that the card was the side they were supposed to go to. Now, with these conclusions, the frequency does not affect the fish's spatial memory as much. However, that's only because the fish tend to adjust. So, when the fish are dealt with a new frequency, whether it's higher or lower than they're used to, they did stress a little bit, but over some time, they adjusted and understood that this was the frequency they were staying at. Of course, I did not test the fish one after another, and they did not go into the same frequency twice, so they were all in this frequency adjusting. However, it was an adjustment that they made, and it was successful in the manner that it did affect them. However, they were able to adjust. So, with this relevance to my issue in the Earth's magnetic electromagnetic field, cognitive diseases such as Alzheimer's or even maybe um, Alzheimer's and dementia and all of these cognitive diseases, spatial memory being a huge portion of the Alzheimer's effect on people, it will be affected. However, with new research and technologies and new helps that are being brought about for Alzheimer's as it is becoming a growing issue, if the Earth's frequency were to change and the frequency of Alzheimer's disease were to increase or increase their rate of happening, it would be dealt with in a manner of adjustment and it would become a normality. Thank you for your time. I'm very happy to share my project with you, and I hope you enjoyed.